So I just finished watching Black Christmas. I was talking about it earlier on the Codex, which made me feel like revisiting it. And man, I'll tell you what. Still one of the greatest slasher films, if not the greatest slasher film ever made. A lot of people, credit Halloween for sort of creating the slasher subgenre, but this was before Halloween. And that movie does deserve a lot of credit because it's an amazing movie, but before Halloween, there was this little film called Black Christmas. And I'm not 100% certain if this is the very first slasher film. I guess some people would consider Psycho to be a slasher film. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe there was some, what do they call them? Italian, is it Giallo? Giallo? I don't know how to say it. I don't know if there was some before this, but it's definitely one of the first, right? And the great thing about this movie is the way, like, even though it's one of the first slasher films, it's one of the most unconventional. Like, it doesn't feel like a slasher film until it does. Like, basically the setup is a guy, a crazy, batshit crazy motherfucker sneaks into a sorority house, right? And he moves up into the attic. And this movie's decades and decades old, so I'm just gonna spoil things, okay? So the killer's up inside the attic of the sorority house throughout the entire film, and he's calling the girls from upstairs, and I need to watch a making of, because I'm not sure if it's one guy or if they're using multiple voices, but the killer has like the creepiest and weirdest voice. It's like multiple voices though, so I'm not sure if he doesn't sound, sometimes he sounds inhuman or like a baby or like a woman. So I'm not if it's one guy doing all the voices, then he's got to be the most talented voice actor ever. One of them, definitely up there. Creepy as fuck. And other times, it feels like he's channeling Brad Dourif. He's got a little bit of that Brad Dourif energy when he's yelling. This is before Brad Dourif became famous for horror films, but you know what I mean. He has that same kind of energy. Fucking awesome bad guy. Doesn't wear a mask. You never fucking see him, except you get a couple shots of his eye or his hand, and that's like the most you ever see of him. You usually see things from his perspective, which is a staple in slasher films now, but back then, I think this might have been the first film to ever do that. Seeing a lot of things through the killer's eyes. But yeah, really great film, but also not all horror. It has some fun elements. There's some funny scenes at the police station. is it Margot Kidder? Yeah, Margot Kidder is in this. She's actually in a smaller role. Yeah, the cast is really good. John Saxton, I believe his name is really fucking good in the film. Like, the whole cast is good. Some of them known, some of them not so known. But John Saxton, I'm sorry if I'm getting his name wrong. I don't know if it's Saxton or Saxon, but he's a standout. The lead girl, the leading lady, yeah, I wouldn't say she's amazing, but she does a good enough job. And yeah, just the basic setup. And even though you know that the killer has been inside the house the entire film, it still, kind of delivers a punch once the police realize that the killer is inside the house when they track the call near the end. And that red eye is creepy too. If the movie had one flaw, I would say it's probably the red herring, the boyfriend. I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know if it was necessary. Maybe back in the day it was a shocker and unpredictable, like maybe people actually believed it was the boyfriend, but I don't know. I never, like, even when I first seen it, I was like, no, it's not the boyfriend. But yeah, so he's kind of a lame red herring, but it's such a small part of the film that there he is right there. Like, the movie kind of sets him up to be a little unstable, but he is clearly not the killer. Like, I feel like there's certain points in the movie where you could tell there's no way that he would be in the same place at certain times that would imply he's the killer. I don't know. That's the only part of the movie that's a little lame, but otherwise, yeah, one of the first slasher films, and also one of the most unconventional and thrilling. Tons of suspense. The film has great suspense, especially when they finally find out the killer's in the house. Things get pretty wild. And yeah, also, just a great Christmas themed film. I mean, this might be the best Christmas themed horror film ever made. I'm trying to think of other ones that aren't trash. Like, there's a lot of great Christmas movies, but I can't think of too many great horror-themed Christmas films. This has to be the best one. But yeah, I mean, other than the somewhat lame red herring character, I feel like it's one of the greatest horror films ever. Not just one of the greatest slasher films, one of the greatest horror films out there. Awesome villain. You never see him hardly. You know hardly nothing about him, except his name is apparently Billy, but you never know if he's so crazy you can never tell. He's a hard character to explain, but he's very interesting, crazy. It's a great movie. You need to watch it.